Thingus. It's the Thingus.
It's the Thingus show! Yay! Bump, 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 bump.
Oh no, this crap! Why are we watching it? Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show.
It's time to get the Crundis. It's time to play the crap. It's time to meet the Thingus. It's time to be the Thingus.
Why don't we meet the Thingus?
Let's Thingus.
Yeah.
What's this? Diablo?
It looks like Diablo.
Okay, so Diablo 2 was the first game I ever got that was like over 2 megabytes. Do you know how big that game is?
How big?
3 gigabytes.
Diablo?
Diablo 2.
Oh, Diablo
game from
2.
2000. It was the biggest game I'd ever experienced at that point.
So what, was it on 3 CDs or something?
I have no idea. I did not have it on CD.
Diablo 2.
I just have a folder of it. It's not even installed. You just like, so this is not completed at all. It's just a prototype.
Yeah.
But I still think this shit is so
cool.
fucking sick.
This looks really cool.
It's like a game that big that you could even a little bit play on a Game Boy. It's like Crundis knows no bounds.
Yeah.
Like the amount that you can compress a game into just atoms.
It's a beautiful thing. What? So what is this? It's seltzer? It's seltzer with 10 calories. Now, what does 10 calories taste like?
It's pretty sweet for 10 calories, I think.
Oh, yeah. They know how to use stevia. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing you can do, right? Because there's no
unfortunately, there
boundaries.
doesn't seem to be any weapon. There's a weapon, but there doesn't seem to be any like shit you can pick up or enemies. No waypoints, no NPCs. I mean, oh hey, here's something.
That is a good question. How many enemies would they even be able to fit on the screen?
Well, how big is a typical Game Boy game? Like 512 kilobytes?
Do you think they're that big?
I don't know. Maybe they can get bigger than this, but I have no idea if they filled this up, or if they I don't know what the plan was here.
It like, this is perfect Crundis to start with because
There's no sound at all.
there's no sound, because it's just like it looks bad, but it also looks great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's a promise of something, I guess.
This is the kind of Crundis I'm talking about.
All right, I forgot that in order to change the game, I have to get up.
Oh no.
I have to get up.
Not very stonery of you.
Yeah, that wasn't very couch lock of me.
We got to meet the Crundis.
Also, did I do it right? Yeah, here we go.
Now let's go meet more Crundis.
I have a list of Crundis from friend of the show, Fred.
Fred.
Who,
Thanks, Fred.
I don't know why he knows this, but I didn't ask. That he had a whole list of some of the worst Game Boy games of all time. So I'm just
when
gonna
someone gives
pick
you that,
through that.
You don't ask. That's a gift. That's a gift horse. You don't look that in the mouth.
A shit horse. It's a gift horse you don't have to look in the mouth because you know it's bad.
Is the Game Boy Mortal Kombat Crundis? We never played the Game Boy Mortal Kombat.
That is on the list.
Okay, great. So we'll get to it.
Here we go. Wait. I'll figure it out. It's A and B are switched on the different EverDrives.
Whoopsie.
It's so annoying.
What's a gift horse? Lopsy, you don't have this expression where you live?
Oh, it's, an expression that no one understands but uses anyway.
No, it's like some expression from the Old West, right?
Yeah, the times where like giving a horse was like a peace gesture or something.
Yeah, and if you inspected So far this looks great. If you inspected the horse in the mouth, like, how bad are his teeth? This looks pretty good. Looks very flickery, but
Well, yeah, like the soundtrack rules.
hell yeah. If you inspected the horse in the teeth when you got it, it was seen as very ungrateful.
Right, yeah, you're looking the gift horse in the mouth, meaning that you think there's something wrong with him. That's why they gave him.
Yeah. This does look good, although the bottom of the screen is really struggling.
Okay, but like Crundis isn't just bad games.
No.
It's stuff that is like kind of good in bad games.
Yeah, no, like Crundis, I feel like Crundis could be reflective of a struggle, you know? And that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that like
Oh no.
compromises were
Maybe
made.
this is why.
Oh no.
I mean, that water effect is actually awesome, but
But is
I'm
it
dying.
intentional?
It's game over already.
Wow.
No
like,
lives. All right, I guess we got continues and not lives.
all right.
They need to make us see that every time we die.
Oh yeah, because that's like where half of the memory of the game goes.
So like on my Discords, I have a channel called Crundis, and Lopsy has been posting Crundis every day of May, which I want to commend them for. But you know, a lot of what Crundis is like YouTube thumbnails that are just silly, ridiculous, make us laugh.
Yeah.
But another thing that I consider Crundis is photos of cats. I like that.
like a bad photo, like an unprofessional photo of a cat.
It's just cute. But like, it's not the most important thing in the world. It's Crundis. It's just like cute kitty cat wearing a bee costume. It's like stupid, but like I'm not above it. It's just like, you know, it's Crundis.
Yeah, it's Crundis. It makes you laugh.
I'm not doing a separate channel for that. It's Crundis.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It makes you laugh, but it's just like, it's basically pocket lint, right?
Sort of. You know, like, I allow myself to be like, oh, what a cute photo. It's so cute. But I don't act like everyone needs to see it because I think that's, I don't know.
Right.
Too stupid to share on like my accounts.
Yes.
I mean, you know, once in a while I'll retweet a cute raccoon photo, but only when it's an important one, you know?
Yeah.
That's when I share Crundis, when it's important. A raccoon riding a dog, that you have to see. But
Right.
it's Crundis. It's not like the important shit I need to say.
I never thought about a cat photo being Crundis, but like, you know, I think I see it like if I
This
just
is
see,
really
like,
bad.
Yeah, not good. But clearly, like, you know, there's something it's worth seeing. Yeah,
Well,
the
yeah,
water. It's true that the water
bad
is
thing-
impressive.
Bad things rise above mediocrity.
Yes.
What else did we want to play? Let's see. There's a game called like Tasmanian something.
Is it the Tasmanian Devil?
We'll have to find out.
Joe picked this up and he thought it was a Commodore. Oh, thought it was a Coleco cartridge. And it's weed.
Was it this?
So it's something else that's fun. Tasmania is probably. Oh no, wait, Tasmania
So
Story.
there was Tasmania.
That's not Taz.
But
the
that's
Tasmanian
not
Devil.
what he said. He said Tasmania Story.
Is that like the little kiwi?
Oh, that's the New Zealand story.
New Zealand. Okay.
What the hell is this? Is this a knockoff?
What is?
It looks like Ness and one of the viruses from Dr. Mario.
It looks cute.
Oh, it's
this
Heidi.
rules. Oh, cute. I like this font.
Yeah, it's you know, very readable font in a low resolution.
Yeah.
Which do I want? Cause fast might be too unbearably hard, but slow might be boring. Let's go with fast.
You'll just be like,
Well, we played Miss Pac-Man the other day. No,
right.
that was fast, and it was I played Miss Pac-Man. It was the slow version. It was really boring.
We don't like the slow version. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a proper cabinet. It was like an emulator cabinet.
Yeah, it had the new type of monitor.
Not very good.
Oh god, this is terrible. This makes me want to play Bomberman. That's it? What does this have to even do with the Tasmanian tiger?
Yeah, we didn't even get to see him.
It looks like they played Bubble Bobble and made a game based off of that.
Yeah, just make it cute. But they forgot the part where it's playable.
Yeah, like how do I even escape from these dudes? I can't jump. This is why you need testers. This is why, like, you know, that's a real job now.
That's
or,
right.
You know, then too. But not for them, I guess.
That's how you jump, and then you die from
And then you die.
that.
Yeah, this is like Burger Time, but impossible.
Can you press up to jump?
I don't know. You can't up or down any. Wait, you might have to hold up while holding B. They don't tell you what to do.
Maybe instead of telling you a story about an irrelevant creature, they could tell you how to control the guy.
Yeah, you gotta like give us the controls at least. But like even most good games didn't do that, right?
Yeah. So like right now, like I'm thinking about this list I saw the other day that was like video games that trans people made before 2010.
Change this.
And it's like a great list. It's really comprehensive, and it includes like every small role the writer and everyone who contributed could think of where, you know, they were a trans person is involved in a game before 2010. You know, just to sort of illustrate the idea that trans people have been making video games forever.
I need to play a good game.
Anyway, I was just imagining that a trans person made that marsupial, and that was the only part of the game that they worked on.
Yeah, like I can imagine that there was someone working on that game who just like was like, guys, did you hear about the Tasmanian tiger? Or like, you know, they have like some weird fixation like artists do.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, fine, we can name the game after the Tasmanian tiger. just don't put it anywhere in the actual game and we're fine.
And they're like, no problem.
It's like, as long as I get to use this animation of a Tasmanian tiger that I already made.
Yeah, that's exactly how it got made. So I appreciate that. I would never play that game, but I would go back there and look at that tiger again.
Yeah, that was cool. It's great whenever you see any like animations in a Game Boy game.
Totally. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Where's Kirby? I want to do some of that. Or I could play some Metroid. Although this also is Crundis a bit. This Metroid 2.
Yeah, let's see a little. Well, yeah, because it just looks worse than any Metroid game ever did, right?
I'll let you decide. I mean, it actually looks a little better than the first one, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The way the first one moves, though, is like the real treat. I think.
You're right. The animation is better in the first one.
Yeah. Music is good.
Yeah, I mean, this music is good, but like some of the music in this game is like crap.
Gotcha.
What's our boy's name again? Yoshitomi. Ryuji Yoshitomi.
Who directed the Metroid games?
No, that's Gunpei Yokoi.
Oh, Yokoi, right. Yokoi created this genre.
He created video games. I mean, he didn't
gave you an art form.
I mean, he really did create games as we know it. He created Nintendo as they have always been, especially when they were successful. Like the DS, that's just his invention. The Switch is also very close to one of the things he would make.
He invented the DS, but you mean he invented the game?
No, he invented the Game & Watch, and the design for that was copied for the DS.
I see.
And yeah, he invented the Game Boy with someone else. I forget his name right now, but you know, he had a philosophy about using old, withered technology thinking laterally or like thinking sideways,
Or
thinking about outside the box.
Time-tested technology.
Withered or mature technology.
Yes, mature technology, so that you know it's not going to fuck up. Like a new video game a new console is going to ship with problems if it's made from new tech. But if you ship some shit that's been around for ages, it's going to run like a dream.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to show up under the Christmas tree because it's going to cost like under $200.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
That like it's accessible to everybody. It's not some $400 gadget.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
This is Jensen Jurgens jerking myself off again.
Oh my god. I was watching a video today that Oh, you need like a
Yeah.
a various suit or whatever it's called. I was watching a video today that was in particular debunking that idea that that Nintendo used to be expensive then too, and like it broke down like what Nintendo cost, and it specifically talks about how like there were Nintendo consoles that sold very expensive to like the diehard fans within the first few months, but there was always a dramatic price drop, and then the controller was always included.
Yeah, or two controllers sometimes.
Yeah, and then like there would be legacy games that would suddenly like permanently be cheaper, like good games. And this video was pointing out that like Mario Kart 8 has not changed in price.
Yeah.
And that shit, they've been selling that shit for like 10 years at this point.
And Mario Kart World is really just like a little bit different from that.
You can go anywhere. Yeah, I can do that in Diablo for Game Boy too.
It goes against their principles. That's why I'm not excited about it. I'm not, you know, I'm sure I'll play it soon. I have this feeling like I'll play the Switch 2 soon, but I'm not excited about it because it's not like, oh no, it should be a piece of shit that costs nothing. Like, the Game Boy was $90 when it came out.
Holy shit.
And I know 1989 was a long time ago, but like, that's gotta be cheap if Howard Stern bought one for his friend Fred, who he is the cheapest motherfucker on the planet, and he bought him the Game Boy as a gift.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, no, it was cheap. It was cheap. If you've got 4 kids, you're getting the Nintendo. My parents would not touch Sega.
We rented a Sega. It's you know, very, very vague memories of playing Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah. No, Nintendo was the console for families.
Yeah.
And Nintendo may be banking on the idea that like a considerable number of their of their diehard fans are a considerably larger number exists now because there are now old Nintendo fans.
Yeah. Switch users are getting old now.
Yeah, exactly. So they're counting on this idea that like Nintendo fans are like, you know, 60 years old and under.
But that sucks. That goes against what made the Wii and DS so successful. That they were trying to get people who weren't even gamers, that they didn't even identify as customers yet.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I have missiles.
The Wii bundling Wii Sports is like a very significant event in like gaming history, right?
Right. Yeah, it is. You know, there were people who just played Wii Sports and nothing else.
Yeah. So I'm wondering because I feel like you were not feeling this down on it like even a few weeks ago. Has anything in particular changed for you?
It's all because I watched that video about Gunpei Yokoi.
You were thinking about Yokoi and
thinking about things and thinking laterally and thinking like the Switch 2 doesn't excite me because it's new and I only like these old fucking things. Like this was, you know how this looks crundy now? It looks crundy then. It was already obsolete.
Yeah. It didn't matter because Nintendo didn't care about being the latest technology.
They just create new value by making good games and making the thing really accessible by making it cheap, and the lack of color helped with that.
Well, Yokoi believed that they were already going against his thinking by the time he left.
Yes.
And then after he died and the next few presidents were game developers themselves, or at least very invested in the creation of games.
Iwata said that in his heart he is a gamer.
He's a gamer. He chose to follow what he saw as the principles of Yokoi, and that was when he shepherded the DS and the Wii.
And he died before the Switch came out, but you can tell that he was very involved with that.
Okay, I see. So the Switch might have been his last little napkin idea.
It is very much what Yokoi would have wanted, but the Switch 2 is just that again. Shouldn't they continuously innovate?
Well, I mean, some people would probably tell you that, the Super Nintendo was just a beefed up version of the Nintendo.
Well, yeah, and if you look at their track record, every time they were going for better graphics, they lost. They lost the war because they were following the competition. PlayStation was weaker than N64, but still won. Same thing with GameCube. But yeah, and this is why Yokoi left. But when they stopped doing that, they started picking up again with the Wii. They smoked everybody, and everybody was looking fat. The Xbox was big and clunky and loud.
Yeah, the Wii was like a cool new device that you'd never seen before. That was nonetheless a plastic toy.
Yeah, well, that's the real point, that it's a toy for your family to mess with.
Yeah. Right, you're supposed to play it with your family. Yeah, and that's I've been thinking about this for a while. I know my son saw that video of the Mario Kart game, and he's very excited about that. But at the same time, there are so many video games that have been made that I can put in front of this kid.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deny him.
There's too many games.
Yeah, there's too many games. I don't want to deny him new games, but I don't need to give him new games on the console or on demand. Yeah, but no, he can play new games on computer too. I don't need to get another Switch.
We could make him a racing game with my characters.
That's right.
Like Frumpelquest and literally Hitler. You could play as Hitler, and he drives a Volkswagen.
Looks like Fred just raided.
Yo,
Hi.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. We're complaining about Nintendo.
Complaining?
We're not going to buy the Switch. Welcome.
Well, yeah, just because, I looked at, what Nintendo did when they were good was this thing they call the blue ocean strategy, where they look at the competition as not even their competition. It's you look at how successful the Switch is, and it's people have a PS5 and a Switch. It just they just stay in each other's lanes. They're not even really in competition. But that wasn't the case with the GameCube, which was clearly worse than the PlayStation because it didn't play DVDs or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it didn't play DVDs or whatever. It wasn't the everything console.
Right, and when they were making the Wii U, Iwata lamented that, and then the Wii U failed.
Ah.
It was it sucks that we have to put in Netflix and crap or whatever.
Right, but the Wii U was good because it was it was experimenting with the same technology as the Switch.
It was still experimenting. So like the Virtual Boy, I still think it was a good move, even though it was a failure.
I also remember buying it for very cheap.
Yeah.
I remember getting a Wii U and being oh, I guess I can afford this. I hadn't even considered whether I could.
Yeah, that's right. I bought my brother a Wii U for $100, and I don't know if he really played it, but I just wanted him to play the new Zelda. I thought he'd like it, and it's that's not expensive at all.
Maybe it's in his house and his kids are playing it now.
Well, I know they got a Switch eventually, so they play that.
Right. But no harm in going back to those Wii U games.
You can
once in a
play
while.
that while someone watches the TV.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, that's what's so special about the Switch is that it does that even more easily.
Right.
I mean, it did innovate because it's changing the way that everybody is playing now. You know, like the Steam Deck, and now like Sony has their own version of like the PlayStation Portable or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I mean, they had the PSP back in the day.
Yeah, but that one was not a success. But like the Steam Deck and the Switch are becoming the standard way that people play on consoles. So, you know, the Switch 2 is not going to like, they're not going to stray from that.
Well, so it's like they came up with something innovative. It didn't work, but they tweaked it until it did.
Yeah.
And now everyone's copying them, and now they're copying them. So like, I guess that's how I feel, that they're just copying themselves now.
Yeah.
They're charging too much for the games. It should be cheaper. I saw a comment that was like, rest in peace, Iwata, also make it cheaper.
Make it cheaper. Man.
That pissed me off today. I watched the like Nvidia guy talking about the new Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like this guy with a fucking leather jacket is just like trying to sell us piss in a jar for like a decade now. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Fred feels sad about Nintendo too. Yeah. It's he's in shark leather. Yeah, no, it is definitely bumming out. I mean, a thing that's been bumming me up for a while that I've been complaining about is that like Nintendo doesn't even make any games anymore, right? Like they have like a couple of games per year.
Well, the new Donkey Kong game is made by their like main studio.
Okay.
The one that did like Animal Crossing and Splatoon and Zelda. So like I can tell there's like a real like art studio behind that game. But yeah, like that's the game that I'm looking at the other games and thinking, where are the other new games?
Where's Mario? That's bothering me more and more.
Mario wasn't there at the beginning of any of the consoles, not since the N64. So, you know, probably next year.
Really? Wait, so, oh yeah, because when did Mario Sunshine come out?
2002, so like a year later.
A year later.
Or like 6 months or so.
They would have announced it by now.
Well, yeah, I guess they're like, you know, they had like a couple incremental steps. Like they made a game called Bowser's Fury a few years ago, and now they made the Donkey Kong game. So they might be like inching towards like the new Mario engine with these new games.
Oh, you think they're testing the technology with this stuff?
Well, I mean, they're just like making minor adjustments to it with every game.
I mean, what I think is that they are now beholden to the style guide of Mario, and they can't make a game without signing off on the next 10 years worth of movie ideas.
Yeah, I mean, you did say that the new Donkey Kong design kind of just like looks like the Seth Rogen Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the movie Donkey Kong, like same like sunken eyes, right? They're trying to keep everything consistent. That sucks. I really find that repulsive, and I think it's the reason that we don't get new Mario games anymore.
Well, we do get new Mario games. It's just that like they're so few. Like although Mario Wonder, I feel like we didn't really play through that one.
No, because it's a one-player game, and I expected to be able to play it with 3 other people.
Yeah.
I tried to play that with my kid, and it was misery. You know? You can't keep up.
All right, so we're back to the Crundis list. Before Fred, I mentioned to Fred that I was going to be doing Game Boy, and he sent me a list of the worst Game Boy games. So... you know, I might have played this, like, some kid brought it to school, I think, once. Yeah.
You say Nintendo is one of the least pirated consoles? Is that because they're so litigious?
Oh, man. I mean, why are they litigious? Is it because they got sued? And you know...
when did they get sued?
The time that they got sued by Universal because Donkey Kong... that's King Kong, and they lost that one.
Oh, man.
Universal lost that one.
Oh, Universal.
And Nintendo won.
Ah.
And then Nintendo had a suit with Galoob that they lost. with the game
I
Genie.
remember that. But like, all right, so Nintendo, how did they win that one? Because like, you know, in my mind, they're like, well, you know, this character is like a culturally Japanese interpretation of that character. It's totally distinct because it's so like, you know, almost blindly borrowed. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not true. He basically does the exact same thing he does in the movie.
He captures a woman and then climbs up
to
a
the
building.
top. Yeah. But it's not like you're like playing the people who got rid of him in the movie.
No, I mean, they basically turned it into a cartoon version of itself. That's like, you know, this is some, you know, this is not your movie. This is some weird thing from Japan.
Yeah, right. Like they might have been able to hide behind
crap.
that defense in the 70s or 80s, whenever the lawsuit was.
Yeah, it was probably when the game was new. It came out in like 1981.
But now, like, Donkey Kong is like a totally Americanized movie character.
That's true. He's voiced by Seth Rogen.
Yeah. So, like, how do they have the rights to that? I guess because they won one time, they're good?
Well, yeah, Donkey Kong belongs to Nintendo. You know, ask Rare, who made their games for a while.
Right.
They don't have any of those games.
No.
Microsoft owns the rights to everything else, though.
Oh, I see.
Banjo-Tooie and whatnot.
Microsoft owns the rights to the other Rare games?
Well, no, they don't own Diddy Kong Racing, obviously, but they own like Banjo and Conker.
Battletoads?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. They bought Rare.
They bought Rare in like 2005.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they basically killed them.
Yeah.
I mean, they did release their big pirate game. I've never played Sea of Thieves, but it is interesting that like felt like they were itching to do something about pirates for a long time, and they finally did.
Right, you were mentioning that.
They had some success like Viva Pinata, but then like they kind of just got like Microsoft just got them to make like crap like mobile games or something.
That sucks. Space Podyssey says that because Universal claimed King Kong was public domain, they could not claim infringement.
Ah.
They claimed King Kong was public domain?
I didn't know that.
Were they basing it on a story themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Nintendo sues people over Donkey Kong like things now, completing the circle of life.
Oh yeah, I have heard this little piece of lore that that Kirby is named after John Kirby, the lawyer that won that case. It's his dreamland.
Oh, yeah, let's play a little of that. Gotta
save
do
Nintendo some money. He would suck everybody up. He would just go.
Wait, what did I do? I must have clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, I see. They were in another case.
Turn it off.
They were in another case against RKO General in the 70s in order to deal with that. In order to deal with another company's copyright claim over the character. Oh, I see. So they claimed the rights of it because it was public domain, and then they couldn't claim it wasn't. I see. I'm sorry. I'm a little high. This seltzer's okay. I don't know if I'd reach for it. RKO made the original.
For the sky.
Okay, so King Kong was a radio drama then.
What?
Before it was a movie? And Universal just made a movie and like, you know.
Those sickos.
Yeah, seriously.
You don't own it.
Yeah. You don't own it. How dare you? How dare you have a problem with Donkey Kong?
Wow, there's Trump games?
I don't think that's Trump.
Yeah, let's play this. I want to see some Crundis right now.
Yes. Let's make with the Crundis. Why don't we meet the Crundis?
On the Crundis show tonight. Wow, look, they even added a custom border for this to Super Game Boy.
Damn.
Did they have that in the Game Boy game? It must be in the Game Boy game, right?
No, that's just for Super Game Boy. I remember there were other games that did this.
But, like, you could probably just have a little piece of code in the Game Boy game that gives it the border, right?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this only appears in the...
Well, yeah, but you'd have to develop it in the era of Super Game Boy.
Yes, exactly. Nice little beat there. That goes.
Yeah, not bad. I'm giving myself the maximum amount of hats.
Suddenly, some strange things have happened to me.
Yeah, there's not even like compressed audio, it's just text.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh my god! Crundis Academy Award tier. This is like a lifetime achievement of Crundis. This is great. This sucks as much as it is impressive.
Yep. Yep.
So cool. I can't believe it. This is even better than I expected. I thought he was gonna be like as tall as the whole screen. They actually made it smaller. They made everything smaller.
Like a week before they shipped this, the developers were like, this?
But then the musician got his work done. They were like, this. It's like they just like, it's like, are you listening to the music? No.
Oh my god. The fucking speed. The fucking
Yeah, the
speed.
frame rate, it sucks.
The one drawing of Woody, like, looking downward while jumping. He doesn't even bend his knees.
The fact that this happened at all is so cool.
I know.
Nowadays the Steam Deck just emulates everything 100%.
I
right?
know. I know you used to have to port a game in this country.
But like I'm nostalgic for this because the Steam Deck is as big as the fucking Game Gear. It's the size of the moon. I want a Game Boy. I want something small. I want to play a game on my thumbnail. Like if Iwata, Iwata too. If Iwata and Yokoi were alive, they'd be making something like that. The Switch, the Switch might be like their main console, but they'd also have a handheld going.
Yeah.
The Switch doubles as a handheld, which is fun. But I don't really like that they got rid of handhelds that are
As like
Switch.
a separate thing with separately developed games.
Yeah. Because, making that cheap-ass game is really important. Don't they want to get people's money? I guess, yeah, they want people's money. That's all they fucking want.
Yeah, they don't want to create separate experiences. It's true, nobody ports anything anymore. That used to be a whole job. I guess, like, porting to different consoles still requires some work, but it's not a different game. Because all of them can basically play the same shit unless you have, like, something super cutting edge, state of the art.
This reminds me of when I was playing Warcraft 2 last week, and or 2 weeks ago.
Do people?
How long have I been playing Warcraft? No, but like Warcraft is like slower and clunkier than StarCraft. But they adjust the game to the system's capabilities, so it kind of feels the same, like you're playing it the same.
The ball.
I mean, like you probably wouldn't choose to play this version if you could, but like if this is what you have when you're out, that rules.
Yeah, no, you're in the back of mom and dad's car for an hour. You're playing this.
Well, actually, you're playing it on Super Game Boy because you're playing it for that border.
Right. You're looking at that awesome color border.
So do you just have it on Super Game Boy and not the Super Nintendo? I mean, the good version is also bad.
Yeah, no, the good version of this game still looks like crap.
But like that digitized look is nostalgic now because you don't have to do it anymore.
Totally. Yeah, they were trying, like, I could see somebody still making a game that looked like that. I think that, remember that game we played, Judera, that was like stop motion animation?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that still kind of preserves the spirit of games like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I love that because it's like, it's a crazy art style that nobody attempts. It's like, you can't tell them no.
Yeah.
You can't tell this artist or developer. I assume it's one person because that's a specific vision for a game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one person. And I think they're working on another one. Yeah, I think Judera was just the beginning. That's true love. True love. A stop motion video game.
I was playing Deltarune today. I got the new Deltarune and played it for an hour. Very funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it too much because the game really speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, there's probably a lot of people in here who have not had a chance to play it yet.
Right.
Want to.
Oh no. But like, I just realized because like the first chapter came out in 2018, and there's gonna be like 3 or 4 more chapters.
Really? I thought it was gonna be like 5.
It's gonna be like, yeah, there's 4 out now, so there's gonna be 7 or 8 in total. It's crazy though that you could work on a game for like 20 years or something like that. Maybe not that many, but 2018, it's been like 7 years. And there's like another 7 years in the future direction.
So wait, the first Deltarune game came out in 2018?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a long time.
Yeah.
How much gameplay is in each chapter?
I took about 3 hours to play chapter 1.
Okay.
And then chapter 2 took about 6 hours.
All right, so they're longer each time. These will probably be longer.
That's
right?
with just like getting the bare minimum of stuff. It might be a little more than that. I have to change this.
Well, you know, by the time I release my second game, I'll have been working on what is essentially the same story for 8 years.
Yeah.
You know, coming out in like I think a bigger chunk than that. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure people are already done playing it, right?
Done in what sense?
Have played through the entire thing so far, right?
Of Perfect Tides?
No, of Deltarune, the new chapters.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, he made a post saying like, watch out for spoilers and stuff, and say like, you know, don't let this freak you out. You should take your time with the game. And you know, I actually remember Itoy saying the exact same thing about Mother 3, and that's exactly how you're supposed to play that. You just play it a little bit every day. You don't have to like burn through the entire thing.
Right.
There in that game there are save points like pretty much every like 10-20 minutes. So like that's about how often you take breaks.
I see. You just sip on it for a while. So it's not really worth it to just like play through it really quickly. I'm sure people are gonna do it because they won't be able to put it down. They've been waiting for years. Thing.
So this game was recommended by Rex, who told me that it is a spin-off of Link's Awakening, that this Frog Prince character appears in that game.
Really? Is it
Am I
from
supposed
like
to do something?
some of the Zelda team?
Yeah, it's like the exact same engine and font as that game.
Oh wow.
So, well, I don't know what the gameplay is like, but so far, like, these graphics are really similar.
Very nice looking. Just the plain Game Boy background, as it should be.
Yeah. Well, I think you can change that, too. Let's see. What can we do? There's fun allowed. There's fun afoot. You can even make your own Viv.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, like if you go
can
all the
draw
way.
one. You can draw me and you.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, we should draw.
Why
it's
not?
letting.
Why not? Do you need the mouse?
How come? Yeah, I don't know.
I No, you should be able to do it without the mouse. Why won't
This
it
one's
let?
fun.
All right. Why won't it let? Does anyone know?
Maybe I'll choose one that's a better theme for this game.
And now it says draw. Oh, it's just because you haven't drawn anything yet.
Oh?
Yeah. Go back.
Do I go to
press
the pencil?
bomb. No. Go back. Go back to the main menu and draw there. Now you can draw.
Draw? All right. What should we draw?
Do you want the mouse?
Nah.
We don't know if it'll work.
I'll do it this way.
Classic.
Actually, this is really hard. This is like worse than an Etch-a-Sketch.
Do we want to see if the mouse would work?
Yeah, okay.
I think. Where is it? It might be in there. Or. Oh, it's there.
I unplugged it before.
Oh, nice. We had. I had Mario Paint going for Oscar the other day. He may have saved over some of your drawings. He just wanted to hear that robot. Dun, 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 dun. Work? No? It's not mouse compatible.
I don't think they... Whoop, I killed it. Where did I put the controller?
Mouse? Maybe it just... No, that's too bad. It would be fun if it was an actual good drawing tool.
Yeah, let's see what we could do. Maybe we could use stamps or something. Could use a bigger
Yeah, we can
pen?
use like
No.
an face to make your face and my face. Can that be our logo? Two faces with like our hair drawn onto them and like sitting and playing video games together.
Okay, so this blob will become your face.
Okay,
Is this the right color?
it's big.
Is
Yep.
that purple?
That looks brown enough. There you
Yeah.
go. This looks very similar to Mario Paint.
Yeah.
Shit used to be fun. It's big.
Yeah. There's no undo. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, there's no dog.
You can't undo.
Oh, what the dog?
Heidi's good. Heidi's been asking to go out in the backyard about every 10 minutes every day ever since the weather got really, really warm. So my girl, she can't really like go out on walks anymore. Not really, maybe just for like a block or two. But she goes out into the backyard all day and just like out there, her hips don't bother her. She stands up tall. She's got traction. She squints in the sun. She feels like $1 million out there. I just pick her up about 40 times a day, walk her 15 pounds out to the yard, put her down, and suffer from a repetitive stress injury. And my girl's so happy.
Yeah, like when you bring Heidi inside, you have to. Oh, they replaced it with an R. When you bring Heidi inside, you have to pick her up, and she hates being picked up. She always like she always freaks out,
Yeah.
or grumbles
I
at
mean,
you.
it probably hurts to like have your full body weight like pressed into you like that. She flinches when she needs to be picked up, but she needs to be picked up all the time now. She doesn't try anything by herself. She doesn't go upstairs or downstairs by herself anymore.
She looked like she was going up the stairs before.
Did she?
No, I mean, I didn't, like, watch her go up the stairs or anything. I was just like, Heidi, you going up the stairs? She went on the little landing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. She hasn't tried it in a long time.
Oh, yeah, my hair's really short now.
Why is it called R? Redo?
Retract.
You're out of frame in your camera, Joe.
Oh. Like, is that better?
Yes. I mean, I'm gonna hide both of us now, actually, because our pictures are there, so you can look at those for a little while. There we are. It's us. You can just imagine us talking. If there was a way to animate the border, like make the mouths flap open and close, we would basically have a Twitch studio here.
Just want to skip all this.
Why do you have to read?
But yeah, like I've been going through this like whole thought process, and the entire thought process just leads me right back here.
The Game Boy, folks.
It's like,
Oh yeah, you can't see. You
I
can't
would,
see what you're holding.
you know, like just like saying like, you know, switch to, I'd rather something, you know, lightweight, you know, maybe even a little bit Crundis. And it's like, why don't they just reinvent the Game Boy? It's just like, they already did. They already invented the Game Boy, reinvented the Game Boy, and reinvented that.
Yeah, where do they go from here?
Nowhere. You just play the Game Boy is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just play the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Switch, Nintendo DS, 3DS, and the light versions or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah.
It's all fucking cool. It's all good now. Game
Yeah.
Boy, even Super Game Boy. Look how much fun we're having drawing ourselves.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for Nintendo now, they used to make consoles that would, they made consoles that would withstand the test of time. People would just play them forever. Like, the Game Boy still works, the NES still works, and people have a pretty easy time getting them fixed up and just continuing to play them.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's only so many hours in your day for playing video games. So if you're playing old games, you're not playing the games they're trying to sell you right now. That's why they're remaking games instead of making new ones.
Yeah.
They know that people want to play old games, and they're just trying to make it as hard as possible for them to play those old games so they can sell it to you again, full price.
Yeah, they want us to buy, you know, a new Mario Kart, a new Splatoon, a new Donkey Kong, Mario, whatever it is.
Yeah, there just needs to be like I mean, there is some crazy shit going on outside of Nintendo. Toby Fox is posting it today. Like, it was released today.
Yeah, I mean, to someone like him, it is a post.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It reminds me of like reading a webcomic, honestly. It's very much in that world of medium.
Yeah.
It's like it's structured, you know how games are kind of structured by like levels. This game is structured by jokes. There are gags like as often as there are in a Futurama episode. You never forget what's going on, but there's a joke every like 20 seconds or something.
It's a post.
It's a post, yeah, a really good one. I'm enjoying it a lot.
All right, that's really interesting because it feels like from the outside, having not played any of the games other than like a little bit of Undertale, it just looks like a post to me. It's like, oh man, he's working on this post. He's working on this post, and every once in a while he posts a little shit post where he's like, I'm working on the chicken, you know, like some like silly little critter is like working on the, or is like, you know, There's like a Crundis video of chicken.
Yeah, it's like a drawing by Temmie of the annoying dog that looks like a chicken, and this is a recurring joke. Like there's a joke in Undertale, and they brought it back for this game where like it compares the power bracelet from Zelda to a croissant. Like it's like you got the power croissant. It's like it's like a joke about how like something at low resolution might look like something completely different.
I see what you mean. Oh yeah, that it just like looked like a tasty little bit of food to you, but it's just pixels.
Well, I'm noticing that like great artists don't worry about people misinterpreting their work because they want them to interpret it in multiple ways.
In more than one way.
Yeah, like, look, it's chicken.
Yeah.
It's like, look how much this drawing of a dog looks like chicken.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That if people misinterpret their art, it means they're like reading deeply into it and creating an interpretation rather than just like taking it at face value because the thing told them how to interpret it.
Yeah, you're right. When you have that luxury when you have low resolution art because it could go many different ways.
Yeah, you can see a character looking different. And like me, when I saw little Mario is mad. Little Mario in Mario 1 and 2.
Oh, let's play some Mario Land too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, little angry Mario. Like when he's like in Super Mario Brothers 1, he's angry, right? He looks mad.
I heard that Mario is supposed to be old, and he looks old in those old sprites.
He's an old man. He's an old plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah. People love David Lynch, and nobody knows exactly everything he was going for. What they're there for is not to understand his work. They're there for the aesthetic pleasure of whatever it is, right? I mean, maybe people are trying to understand his work, but that's like, Twin Peaks is like this trashy show where like you're trying to get to the bottom of it, and there's no bottom of it.
Yeah, it's all just about the like suspicious people who live in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
There's no like expectation from me as an audience member of like finding out the truth of this mystery.
No.
Although I feel like even if there isn't, it's still well written, and if there is, it's still well written.
Yeah. No, he makes a legitimate go at a like a melodramatic primetime drama or whatever.
Yeah. Melodrama is used on purpose.
Yes, but he's also like, this could fly as a good show.
Yeah. I mean, like, also from the era of the Game Boy, it's withered now. Well, it was kind of withered then.
Yeah, just like some shitty TV on like network television.
Like, Nintendo has always been best when they were just obsolete on release. I don't care about Nvidia's new invention, as cool as it may be.
Yeah.
Although I guess if it's actually some 10-year-old crap, maybe I do care because Nintendo will come up with a way to use it. That's what I think is the real, like, sorry to derail like that. But yeah, like that era aesthetically is so dated, and I haven't lost any love for it. I like it that it's dated.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It feels like people are trying to recreate that. Like, recreate something so perfectly frozen in amber. Like, when people make shit where they're, like, Twin Peaks style, right?
Sure.
That means in the style of the pastiche that I saw. I don't know any of the influences. I just know Twin Peaks.
Well, yeah, I mean, anyone can take a steak and turn it into hamburger.
Nice. I love the bunny. This game really does play well for the Game Boy. This is one of the best.
Oh yeah, this is like a really big like upgrade from the first Mario Land.
Yeah.
And like the graphics.
But yeah, this had to be like old tech to be great in its time.
Well, Yokoi actually fought to have the Game Boy be even weaker, and eventually relented to the other guy who was designing it. So in that case, he was wrong, probably, because the Game Boy probably, you know, having more power was probably what helped it beat the competition, right?
Maybe.
But like, I don't know, if you're Yokoi, you don't care about the competition. You just want to play, I don't know, you want to play some game. Like, imagine if you were him, he's like on an island. He'd find out a way to make a video game if he was like a castaway. He'd find out how to amuse himself. He would be great. He'd be great as a castaway because he invented harpoon guns and shit. But
Sorry, I was just listening to this song.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the real measure of you as a game developer is what would your games be like if the only people who played it was your family? Or like your close friends. Like,
I'd like to make a game just for my family. That would be fun.
yeah.
Well, like, you know, something with my son.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be your family or friends. I just mean, like, people who, you know are gonna play the game, as opposed to, like, an audience. Because, like, it is very daunting to try and make a game knowing that millions of people potentially are gonna be exposed to it. Like, you know, just knowing that if Mario's in it, then by default, people are going to trust that it's a good game and buy it. And this is like the #1 game for the Game Boy. I mean, I don't know. There's like thousands of friggin' Game Boy games, so I don't really know. But I know I was playing this the most.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the one I was playing the most.
And yeah, Sonic Triple Trouble looked better than this, but it's not about that.
No.
Look at that lighting. It's
Yeah.
like you could get that on the Game Boy.
Look at that Mario.
He don't look mad to you now.
No, he's very detailed.
Yeah, like just like expanding it by like a few more pixels increases the size and like the data by a lot.
Yeah.
And like you add exponential growth to the size of the image, right? So it's like 8x8 is 64 pixels in total. And then, like, you know, your monitor has, like, millions or, like, 1.5 million pixels in total. That's, like, 1,000 something by 1,000 something. So it's, like, the more pixels you add in width or whatever, it becomes exponentially bigger and gives you more opportunities to draw Mario's face.
I see. I see exactly what you mean.
I mean, even on like Super Mario, like new Super Mario for the DS, he wasn't much bigger than this. He was like only a few pixels taller than that.
Drawing your characters at all pixel sizes is very gratifying. I draw extreme close-ups and map walkable versions.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
The Disney influence is apparent in some of these games.
Yeah, totally.
I swear that fucking Jiminy Cricket getting trapped in a bubble and then the bubble filling up with water inspired Bubble Bobble. Like, I was watching that thinking, this is just like Bubble Bobble. They must have seen this as children and it, like, affected them.
Oh, wow. They're like hockey masks with a knife in them. Like Jason's hockey mask.
I guess it was popular at the time.
Damn. All right, guys.
Yeah, this is kind of a dirty trick when
Yeah.
you like fall here and get trapped under there.
Yeah. At least you can still get your gear. Your swag.
But yeah, this was Tataka who did the music for this game.
Oh yeah.
Same guy as like Yoshi's Story, and he did the music for Mario Paint.
Ah, damn, Mario Paint music is so good. Nice.
Yeah, he did a lot of games. Any game that has like the music in it is his game. The one that's like doop, doodle, doop, 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 doop.
Doop, 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 doop. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
beautiful
Animal Crossing
frame.
is his soundtrack.
Look at that beautiful frame with the Goomba and the Koopa in it.
Yeah, like I don't know why, but like I feel like I really underestimated Game Boy's art. Like I'm like looking at it now, thinking it all looks way better than I expected.
This looks amazing.
It looks really good on the Super Game Boy too, because it has like different colors than on the Game Boy. But my Game Boy is like a cool modded one, and I can actually get this color palette just by like pressing the button in. Hey, do you know like what is that like an original Game Boy that they modded?
Oh, yeah, I believe so. I mean, it was colorful, so maybe it was made a few years after the original.
Yeah.
So come and get the guy with the gun, da da da.
The guy
with the
has the stuff.
You know, the guy with the gun.
He packs a gun.
The guy with the gun.
He's the
Don't
one.
go to CBD. That shit is bullshit.
In the parking lot.
Don't go anywhere. It has weed. Unless you see a guy there with a gun. Guy with a gun means you're having some fun. The guy with the gun.
The guy with the gun is how you know. Don't go to New Jersey. Don't go in. If there's no guy with a gun, don't go in.
Yeah, even if Robert De Niro's like, oh yeah, no, right over there, right there.
Thinking about weed. Thinking about weed.
Uh-oh. Thingus disappeared. No, we didn't disappear. Just our faces did. I took off.
Oh, well, yeah, what happened? I guess I turned the game off. Does it get deleted if you do that?
I hope not. Is it
I probably
still there?
deleted it.
No!
I don't think Super Game Boy has any memory. Or, well, you know, there was like a whole song and dance of the save robot. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's just blank.
Damn. What a shame.
Well, you know, we'll see it on the replay.
Oh, you turned the game off. That was it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see it on the replay saved forever. Just like we used to. I have a video right here. I'm going to show this on the stream. Just the box.
Yeah, show that awesome box.
Let's look at this box of our Mario Paint videos when we were kids. Mario Paint.
Yeah, there's treasured memories on that.
Treasured memories. This little guy up here, but especially like, you know, The Simpsons. And then on the back, I like this cheeky little pumpkin. Cute little. Someone gave us Halloween stickers, and some kid went to town. Anyway, we've recorded probably about 3 hours of Mario Paint on here when we were kids. I gotta digitize that. It's got some treasure.
Honestly, great. Like, my brother doesn't think of himself as an artist, but his Mario Paint stuff was ambitious. It pushed his own boundaries. He was like serious about some of that. Like I guess like he applied that concentration elsewhere in his life, which is, you know, good for him. But I don't agree that he's not an artist.
Oh yeah, no, he occasionally did draw, and I liked his drawings. I think he just eventually was like, I don't think I'm as good at this as I want to be, and he couldn't deal with that. And you know, not everybody has the patience to continue developing that into adulthood, you know.
Well, I have to admit, it really sucked. Admitting like to myself like 2 years ago that I need to get good at certain things, like, you know, patience, discipline, getting back into doing more like ink drawing, and, you know, not as much like shortcuts.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to make as much time as I can for art on paper these days. I've definitely been feeling like I've lost touch with oh, I just realized that there's going to be a figure drawing session near us on the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
So like tomorrow. Anyway, when I took my little vacation 2 weeks ago, I brought a sketchbook with me everywhere I went, and I would, I was dining alone, so I would go to a restaurant with my sketchbook, and in Paris, no one hurries you out of the restaurants. Nobody gives a shit if you stay there for like 3 hours. So I just sit there and draw for hours. And at first, I found it very frustrating because I was like, well, I don't even know what I'm going to draw. So what's the point? There's a means to what end? That's usually how drawing in a sketchbook has gone for me lately.
Yeah.
So I had to be like, okay, well, what am I doing right now? I'm developing something new. I'm working on a new idea. And so I just like thought about that. And then I was like, okay, think about like what visual about that idea right now is like kind of enticing to you. What gets your gears turning to even think about? What's the thing you're like, ooh, I want to draw? And it took me a really long time to start to draw that out of me. But then once I started doing it, I was like, oh, okay, now that I've started drawing this, I'm kind of getting into it a little bit. And then like the second I wasn't into it anymore, I moved on to another page. And I know what I'm describing here is shit that people who actually draw in sketchbooks know intuitively. But I've kind of lost it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
No, I always draw in sketchbooks.
Yeah.
Just with pencil. When I said ink before, I was actually just thinking of like digital ink.
Oh, I see.
I'm not a real cartoonist like make comics on ink or anything. But I have been going for a very realistic ink line look in my Blender animations. I'm trying to replicate the 90s animation style.
I think you would benefit from practicing inks.
I used to. It's been a long time.
Yeah, no, I think
that would be a good thing to get good at without a real like plan for why I'm getting good at it.
It's absolutely worth it. You just have to kind of eat shit with it for a little while. I highly recommend learning to ink on paper because then you can do it digitally too.
Well, like, I could do that. Already went to school for like 100 years to get what? How is that not hard?
How's that not hard? Oh yeah, no. I mean, inking takes years. I drew octopus pie with ink for years before I was good at it.
Yeah.
But I was just so insistent that I had to do it that way. Like I used to draw it digitally and I would use like fucking correction tools to smooth out all the shit I was drawing. And I was using the undo button for everything. And one day I was like, okay, I don't care if the comic looks like shit. I need to draw this shit on paper for a while. And I started drawing it on paper. And there were a few people who were like, how could you do this to me? This looks terrible. What kind of a bait and switch is this? You were drawing nice, clean digital artwork for me, and now you're drawing messy shit that looks like it was drawn with markers.
Yeah.
And I just had to be like, listen, bear with me. I promise you, if I just practice, I don't know why I knew this. I just knew that I wanted to try it. And I was like, I hope this works out. I mean, it did, but I was just like, okay, my art's not good, but like, I feel like the comic looks good because I crafted it by hand. I feel pretty strongly about that, even though, I struggled. I think I can get better at this, and it took me a couple of years to just like be able to like really hold a brush, and then I inked the entire thing. I inked the entire thing by hand until the end. And
That's awesome.
You learn a lot from like doing. Practicing in your sketchbook is great, but I think, if you just started working on something and you were employing like a new inking technique,
yeah,
you'd probably get it pretty fast,
I mean, I think about sometimes doing comics, like I I can imagine what my comics might be like. Like, there are some comics I'm into. I don't read a whole lot, but yeah, like, yeah, I used to do more traditional medium. I did oil painting for a while. Photography.
God, this song.
I've never done film. I've done 1 or 2 short films.
Film is fun.
I did a short film in college with like 2 guys like picking their body parts off of each other and throwing them at each other as like weapons. Like
Wait,
a guy like pulls his
that.
head off and throws it at the other guy.
That was a short animated film?
That was a live action film.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have it. I'll have to see if it exists.
I made a short film maybe like 10 years ago.
No! Yeah, didn't you win an Oscar for it?
I won an award at the Student Awards.
It's awesome.
It was awesome, you know, like I didn't feel confident enough to like post it online, but
No!
I cast for it, you know, like I overcame a lot of shyness to make a film because you really need to collaborate with people in person. So, and then I wrote the script, and then I did a casting call, and I rented out a casting room in New York City. And like I can't believe I did all of this, honestly. Like it was a wonderful skill to learn. I cast, and it was all just actors who wanted to work for the portfolio piece, for somebody to like, you know, film them so they could have something for their reel. And I had 3 characters, and I cast them all. And I saw quite a few actors and got like a shit ton of glossies, and like Mike, you know, Mike was my boyfriend at the time, and we discussed which actors we thought were best. And Mike helped me out too, because he had a lot of experience working in television. So like he helped me set up the cast, where he's like, all right, we're going to record everybody who comes in here so that we can look at it later and decide. So I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
And so he would get the camera going, and he would cut everyone in to their audition. Anyway, I cast it, and then the next thing I did was scout for a location. So it took place in an apartment, an empty apartment, and a realtor is like showing. Like I can give away the premise. I'm never going to share this film, but like a real estate agent is showing the place to a couple, and she's kind of describing the sort of experiences they're going to have in this house, like sort of like clairvoyantly describing, like, here's where you'll get the terrible news, and there's like all kinds of things like that, like just like things that you associate with rooms of your house, and it's like a couple who are like maybe not looking directly at their real problems, and this apartment is like a point of contention between them. So they interact with each other, and the anyway, not super important, but it all takes place in an empty apartment, right? So what I ended up doing was renting an Airbnb for one night nearby. And it was like just like a Brooklyn apartment. It was just like a shitty Airbnb. I specifically rented an Airbnb that would have 2 bedrooms. And Mike and I showed up like an hour before everybody else, and we took all of the furniture and all of the pictures off of the wall and stuffed them into one bedroom. So the entire apartment looked empty. And then like, yeah, God, Mike helped me so much. He held the boom mic while I was filming, and helped me like kind of set up every scene, set up the lighting for every scene. And yeah, they came. Everybody was total professional, and I directed them, and they, you know, we usually did like at least 2 takes just to make sure that I had everything I needed. and they were, you know, they were all wonderful to work with, and I think we all had fun. It was an easy project, and you know, we shot all day. It took all day, and then
Look, it's flipping us off.
cute little cartoon hand. And then the next day I edited it, which I had never done. I'd never edited anything because when you make animation, you don't edit it. You make exactly the amount of footage that you actually need, right? With film, you know, this is like, it really made me hyper conscious of something that had never even occurred to me, which is like the lie right outside of the purview of like what you get in film. That like for every movie, there's just hours more that is filmed. That is, you know, the editor chooses to cut. And that you're basically writing the movie in the editing room in a lot of ways. Because you're deciding like, how should this scene feel? How should it be timed? And I actually like, you know, I kind of manipulated the way the ideas, like the order in which the ideas were communicated, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't all shot linearly. And that was fascinating to edit a film. And then yeah, I did all the type, like the, you know, the titles and the credits, and yeah, aired it. I picked a public domain song to put in it, and yeah, just like screened it at the end of my film class, which I did, like a continuing education film class that I took for free because I was working at SVA.
Awesome.
I just had to rent the gear, and you know, I had to rent the gear and the audition room and the Airbnb and shit, but the whole thing cost me like a few $100s. It was a real shoestring.
Really? Like
Yeah.
the actors, Airbnb, everything?
I didn't pay the actors. They did it for the portfolio piece.
Ah. But like, have you and Mike thought about doing another film? You seem to be pros at it already.
I mean, I think Mike should make a film. I want that
man.
for him.
That'd be so fucking... Yeah, like, put him in the fucking mobile suit. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'll help him write a hell of a story.
let everyone be like, what? To every one of his ideas, and still do it anyway.
And he'll be like, all right, well, we're gonna do my idea.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
how it would go.
I think he's got the disposition for it. He's very willful and strong-headed, but he'll be very, very polite about it. I think he's got what it takes. My genius husband.
I mean, I believe in him. I think he could probably get people to believe in him too.
I think so. I think his stories have that. How fun! I hope he never hears this. His stories have kind of a Spielbergian quality to them in the sense that like they are communicated so clearly, and the emotion is heightened in all the right places.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a general audience for that. It's universal. You like that Mike was carrying the boom mic?
And you were carrying a big megaphone.
Yep. Man, is this the last guy?
It's the last guy from Super Mario Land 1.
Ah. Nice, you got him.
Yeah, actually, I think I am almost at the end. Oh no, I have one more world. Did I not do Turtle World?
Oh.
All right. Well, I wanted to move on to another game.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got like 40 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What else did I write down?
I mean, I'll play some Dr. Mario anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
One of the best games on the Game Boy. I mean, there's Tetris too. What do you want to watch me play, Dr. Mario or Tetris?
Oh, whatever you want. I guess Dr. Mario sounds good. I was playing Dr. Mario the other day.
Because we're thinking about Yokoi.
Yeah, like he understood that Tetris was a big deal. And he made Dr. Mario to prove that he could also make a really addictive puzzle game.
Where is it? GB?
Yeah, GB. And then D, so the first page.
Okay.
But yeah, like...
World?
Yeah, I guess that's just the worldwide version.
Okay. R or...
Oh, I don't know. What's R? Rev A. Oh, it's probably like version 1 and version 1.01 or something.
I see.
We probably had version 1, right? Or maybe version 1 is Japanese and version 2 is the worldwide. But yeah, I was just playing the shit out of this the other day. It's like, this is what I do when I'm like, you know, tired of working. I want to relax and play some Dr. Mario or something.
Some Dr. Mario or something. No,
It's like, this is what I've been going to. Like, I've discovered that the new system I want is already the Game Boy.
Yeah. It's always been the Game Boy.
Well, if it was developed as withered technology, it was like built obsolete, then what has age got to do with anything? As long as it still works, like,
Yeah.
it was always obsolete.
I mean, you know, my son doesn't care if a game is new or old. He's just as interested in new and old games.
That's cool, cause like, it is easy to like get in that trap of like, you know, Unreal Engine like expanding the universe. I don't know, like they don't make Unreal the games anymore, I think, but they still do Unreal Engine. I mean, it looks cool. I've always been like super into like computer graphics and like what they do real time now is beautiful. I want to see games made you know, just with that in mind, like what we can do now in mind. But like, I'm also like, I don't like see the artistry, like, you know, just because you can do something doesn't mean that like the artists are there. Like, you know, I'm playing Deltarune, which looks like this basically. It's like the people who will be taking advantage of the new hardware are people who all work in like, you know, Nintendo. Like they work at like a company that like makes like super big impressive games.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I don't know. What about the rest of us? We're all poor. I'm playing Dr. Mario. I mean, like, you know, they could make Donkey Kong Bonanza for the N64 if they wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you gonna make this shit new and expensive? Like,
I guess, you know, the physics shit is modern, but
this expensive shit is not the Nintendo this age demands.
no.
Which means that Nintendo is not stepping up to the moment.
No, they're not Nintendoing.
No. Yeah. Sorry, guys. That's that for you. It comes for everyone, but it especially comes for you.
Well, you know, Nintendo made that museum. That's all I'm interested in, but I can't even go because it's in Japan.
Because yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah.
And you have to book it like 2 years out or something.
I don't know. Maybe they're gonna bring one to America.
Oh.
I don't know.
But that means that they didn't put all the good shit into into
Yeah,
the
it would
Japanese
just be
one.
like a crappy version of it then.
Yeah.
They're not
Like-
giving us those things.
No. No. That's treasure.
Well, yeah, like it seems like it might, it might interest me. I don't know if it's worth a trip to Japan. I guess
No.
if I really wanted to see something else in Japan, maybe.
Well, I think, Nintendo realized that, like, for decades now, people were, like, going to fucking, what is it, Osaka?
I don't know.
Where is Nintendo?
Oh, Nintendo's in Kyoto.
Oh, Kyoto, right. The people were, like, taking a train to Kyoto, like flying in from somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Taking a train to Kyoto and just standing there and looking at the office building that says Nintendo on it and then leaving because there's nothing else to do there. They
All
finally
right.
realized they had to put something there.
Yeah. Well, like a museum. They put. Well, I thought the museum was in Osaka.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not actually where people do that.
It's not where Nintendo works.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe they wanted to create a magnet away from that. So
Maybe.
they built a theme park.
Right. They don't want people to be standing outside Nintendo.
I learned that
offices.
the original idea for Disney World or Disneyland was that people would go to the studio and like they'd be like tourists at the studio. They'd give tours, and eventually it became Disneyland because people were coming in such great numbers. They made a theme park.
They made a theme park. That's pretty incredible.
I mean,
Yeah, they
that'd
were
be
just
so
like,
cool to see the studio. I care more about that than the theme park.
Yeah, they're just like, please don't come. We have something extra special
They got
for
a
you
magnet for us
instead."
rubes.
Yeah,
But
we
like
have a place we can.
they have to, or else we'll just like maniacs drive past them screaming "fuck Disney" like me.
Yeah, when you go to the park, you're like, well, I'm not mad at the teenagers running this place.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't yell at people who just work there.
No.
You can't even threaten them. The Sopranos showed us that.
Did
It's
Tony
over
get
for
in
the
trouble?
little guy. Oh no, it's like two of the like Sopranos dudes go into this coffee shop to threaten the guy who's like the manager there, and he tells them that like, like you can't threaten me. They're just gonna fire me and get someone new.
Oh, right. Yeah, they had no idea. They didn't know that you can't complain.
Well, like they wanted protection money. It was a shakedown.
Oh, I see.
So like you can't just like say like I'm gonna break your legs because the next day you'll come back here and it's not gonna be me. It'll be someone else.
That's so funny. It's just like in this world they can't do their old tactics anymore.
They're out. They're outpowered by like Starbucks, like the mafia.
Yeah.
Like they can't deal with. They can't threaten Starbucks. Starbucks has defeated them.
Right, if they burn down one Starbucks, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, he even says like you could throw a rock through the window. It doesn't matter.
That's so great.
It's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
they leave all like confused and upset and they're like, it's over for the little guy.
It's over for the little guy. That's so damn funny. Bye, honey. No!
Yeah, this is, totally not super original. You kind of die the same way in Tetris, but
Yeah.
I say all the time how it's not really about being original. That Patrick game rules, and it's very
just
similar to Goat Simulator
Oh,
or
yeah.
Goose Game,
Yeah.
but it's fun. It's
Ah!
I don't mind that it's Patrick. I like that it's Patrick. It's a weird instance where it's like the brand is like, I feel like who the fuck is running the Nintendo games unit, because they're like the good.
The good.
Well, they're just like simple games, but like there's something funny about releasing a game for the NES about Rugrats.
Oh,
in
yeah.
2025.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was awesome. How did that decision get made? I don't know who I don't know who did that.
I'm imagining like a Zoomer, or I guess a millennial took over, like I don't know, a millennial who figured out how to become a millionaire.
Well, is it just like it's not that expensive to license the Rugrats at this point for a video game?
Oh, maybe they just had a game and like made a good deal with Viacom because they had like, but like is the Patrick game also the same studio?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like, you know, Nicktoons games makes you think Crundis, like that one we
Crundis.
played.
Yeah, no.
Nicktoons Racing.
That SpongeBob game is high quality.
Yeah,
And the Rugrats game is high quality.
it's like a $20 game. It's not even that expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean they're still exploiting Rugrats as much as they can. Like there's like comics. There's been comics over the years.
Yeah.
There's like t-shirts and shit of Rugrats. They're making something.
They made a new like creepy CG Rugrats show.
That didn't happen. I put on Rugrats the other day for my son, and I looked up like, are there any streaming services that show Rugrats? It's on Paramount Plus. I don't have that. I'm not getting that. So I just downloaded a bunch and threw them up on Plex, and I watched. I told you this already.
But you didn't say it on the show.
No, that's true. I watched Showdown at Teeter Totter Gulch, which is one of my faves. I think a very memorable one where after Tommy saves the day, he's like, guess it's about time I be moving on. But Tommy, where are you going? Oh, time to go home, have my baba, snuggle with my mom, and take my nap. And he's like squinting into the sun while he's saying it. When will you be back? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. That Tommy is one tough omelet. It's funny.
Yeah, that show was really good. It was like Simpsons quality.
Yeah, it's perfect for my son. He thought it was hilarious. You know, whole bunch of jokes about Tommy's diaper in his ass. And it's like, they're babies, but really they're not babies. They're like toddlers, right?
Right, yeah.
Their understanding of the world is like toddler level. It's like Angelica's understanding of the world.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure exactly when my understanding of the world went from baby to toddler.
Yeah.
Cause like, would you say a baby has an understanding of anything?
No. A 1-year-old, I don't think a 1-year-old could grasp any of the concepts.
So Tommy's 1. Is that not realistic? The 1-year-old would be like walking around like grabbing. Well, I mean a little bit, cause like I remember your baby was like flipping dials like Tommy Pickles.
Yeah, I mean there's something hilarious about. I called him Tommy Pickles all the time. There's something hilarious about a 1-year-old that Tommy does embody. He's a hard-headedly brave little baby.
Yeah.
You know, even if a lot of the episodes involve like the logic of toddlers, the misconceptions of toddlers and the kind of adventures they'd have. It's so funny that Tommy is a 1-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
He's in charge of all these babies. Like his best friend is twice his age. Chucky is so old, like developmentally advanced compared to Tommy, but they're best friends.
Well, I think his understanding of the world does come from toddlers, like his big cousin Angelica.
Yeah.
Like she's the one who tells them everything, and like even when they think they figured something out, like it's true, you can't get sucked down the drain. They made a song about it, and then she brings it right back. She brings the fear right back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fucking evil.
Just by hearsay. Oh, there was some kid. We all knew him. He got sucked down the drain.
The water's your friend, the tub is your pal. You can't get sucked down the drain. Tubby, come. I heard the most beautiful
Here.
song.
Yeah, like the idea that he's worked through this fear.
Yeah.
Out of all the fucking fears he has, he's worked through this one and
Finally.
then right back
Yeah.
into fearing it.
Because Angelica's bored. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything. She doesn't have a reason. If like you catch her in doing this, she'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, she gets away with this shit all the time. There's so little consequence for Angelica compared to what she does to the babies.
Yeah.
She's like threatening them with violence all the time. She's like, do you think it was wise to push somebody who is so much stronger than you?
When that fat kid suggests they cut the babies in half, she says, who gets the heads?
Yeah, she would cut a baby in half. She's evil. She hates babies.
Well, yeah, because they take attention away from her.
Yeah. Stupid little babies. It's so great. It's so great. Damn. Can you believe they tried to make Angelica not evil?
I believe it. I mean, they soften the blow of everything. Absolutely everything. Especially something that gets huge like that.
Oh my god. Right. They neutered Angelica.
Well, if they neutered Angelica, she sort of deserved it.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, yeah. There's only so much good TV show you've got there, so changing Angelica didn't. Oh. Oh my god.
I mean, she probably will have babies of her own one day. What a curse.
And then you would, yeah, no, she should never reproduce. Terrible bitch. She's not gonna get better as she gets older.
Well, I don't know, maybe. You know, like, there was that like episode of Hey Arnold where Helga gets therapy, and I kind of feel like if a cartoon character gets therapy, then they will cease to be a character.
Well, like, yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yeah, if Angelica got therapy
Although
for her mother,
I guess Tony Soprano doesn't cease to be a character.
no, but it's like a joke that he's in therapy.
Yeah, he's not like making real progress.
No, and Angelica in therapy over her absent mother, and the way her father like spoiled her out of guilt.
Yeah.
That reckoning can never come. That the only way Angelica knows, like Angelica's entire model of a woman is her mother.
Yeah.
And her mother's face is buried in a phone every second of every day.
Well, yeah, like, how could you even say that she was ever wrong? Like, she may never feel like she ever felt, like, guilty about what she did to her cousin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she might or she might not feel guilty about it. Maybe Angelica starts to feel bullied in the workplace, you know, when she joins the corporate world and realizes her mother would, you know, throw her under the bus for her own advancement, for her own legacy or whatever. She feels truly betrayed by her mother, and then at that point she would start to reckon with what she did to the babies, to her cousin and his friends. And also, when she came to apologize to them for it, she would be a fucking nightmare to deal with still.
No, you don't understand.
Oh my god, Angelica, I am literally holding my bottle feeding baby right now, and you're trying to apologize to some shit you did when I was 1. Angelitron.
Well, yeah, like, there'd be something insincere about her apology. Like, she'd apologize to Tommy and not Chucky. Chucky? Why?
Chucky, is he still alive? I thought he, like, died from a heart attack or something. I thought Chucky, like, went, like, hyper conservative. He, like, went down a rabbit hole and never came back.
I mean, you know, I don't know if generational wealth has anything to do with anything, but you look at their families and kind of think like, you know, Charlotte's family's doing the best, Stu's kind of in the middle, and then Chucky's family is like, I don't know, maybe kind of teetering on the edge.
Yeah, no. And
they lost the matriarch of the family.
Yes, and the father is not very, you know, he's not excellent at being on his own. He's clumsy. He seems like he's missing a better half, you know. And I love that we just never need to know. It's just presented, you know.
Yeah, like they didn't need to confirm that Chucky's mom died.
No.
and present it in such a like cheesy like
That sucks. That didn't happen.
It's like when Jensen Jurgens mentioned Iwata in that fucking video.
Well,
it's like, what's his name? I Jen something, I forget.
I don't know.
Nvidia guy is the guy with the leather jacket. It's like, get out of my Nintendo.
Yeah.
I want Nintendo to have a very small brain. I don't want it to know me in any way.
No, I want Nintendo to forget the border I just drew.
Yeah, that's true. It just like completely forgot it. It was dumped. It was shaken like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Which it felt very much like.
Yeah. And you know what? I still think it was just like such a fun little extra bit of shit you could do in the emulator. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
emulator's
cool.
got a toy.
Yeah, it's true. It has a little toy. And it's still like a lesser version of Mario Paint, but like Game Boy is a lesser version of Nintendo.
Yeah, you can still paint a little bit on Nintendo thanks to on Game Boy thanks to the technology of Mario Paint.
But like the fact that they had to make a Super Game Boy proves that Game Boy is more than just Nintendo. That like there were games on that were worth playing on the big screen.
Yeah. We're doing it right now. They don't even need to be full size.
Yeah, like, you know, this would probably make a dad happy that he wouldn't have to buy the NES version of Dr. Mario if he had the Super Game Boy.
Totally. Yeah. This would make a dad happy.
It literally doesn't matter that it looks like this with no colors. Like, that gets in the way of the game. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like a Zen thing. Like you kind of try to say, like, what if you had no body and no eyes and no ears and no eyes and no mind, and then just like nothing? What are you? What's left? And it's like you strip it down to its barest elements.
With the Game Boy?
Just the game. Like, the game is, like, the barest that you can... Like, that's what he was going for.
It's beautiful. It's just like, watch those little colors fall and line them up. It'll be so satisfying. You're gonna love that shit.
And the fact that you see colors where there are none is beautiful. That there was no need for color at all.
Yeah. There was no need.
I mean, everybody has different preferences. It is fun to play a game like Doom Eternal, which is like, you need a really decent card to play that game. But like, still, like, you can play Doom without that. It gets in the way of the game. If
Right.
you prioritize that, then I think that's a bad recipe for Nintendo, especially because they always went against that.
They did.
they sold way more Game Boy games. Like Pokemon was like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that they went back to Game Boy after it was like basically a dead console.
Yeah, we wiped the dust off of the Game Boy.
Amazing. Yeah,
I
that's
was like, you could probably do that now if you believed you could.
if you believed in it.
Well, Satoshi Tajiri was also mentioned in that video about Gunpei Yokoi, the creator of Pokemon, and how he loved Yokoi. He believed in his philosophy. So like he was like one of his disciples, like Iwata was.
Yeah. He loved him.
Like, yeah, like he had a simple game idea. It's just an RPG that involves trading, and you know, it became the biggest thing in the whole world.
Yeah, damn.
It's weird, like, you know, talking about a game becoming big, like, you know, I was saying before about Undertale, how like my first impression of it was just like something I saw on social media. It's just some memey cartoon thing that people are enjoying. But like then when I played it myself, I realized how personal it is for everybody playing it. It's just a lot of people are having the same personal experience with it. Like, I really liked it when I could tune out all the noise from the reactions and impressions and just play it.
And just have your own relationship to it.
Yeah. Which I feel very strongly when I play Dr. Mario on a real Game Boy or Super Game Boy. It's also very old. It's because it's like, this is what I have. This is my game. It's still good. It's like...
It's still good.
This
is my game.
This is my game. And it's still good. Those double A's haven't run out yet.
Which ones?
The ones on mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it lasts a long-ass time.
Although I really am curious about Yokoi's last invention, the Wonder Swan, because that ran on a single double A.
Wow.
It looks like it has some games like from PlayStation or Game Boy Advance, like Klonoa and Pocket Fighter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very curious about that. And it was $35.
What?
When it only released in Japan.
Right.
But like it looks like a dinky toy, like something that you might find in the like toy aisle at the drugstore.
Right.
But like it's great that you can sell it for $35 and play games like that.
Damn,
like they you know, it was made by Bandai, who also did the Tamagotchi. So they had like a little bit of experience with that and then made their own console.
I see.
Although, I don't know, maybe Bandai also made consoles back in the olden days of console wars.
Maybe. Oh, I'm losing.
Yeah, there's other companies that make a little electronic games like Tiger. I don't know what they do, if they exist anymore. Do Tiger electronic games still get made?
I'm not sure. I feel like maybe the company does still exist.
They were kind of a fad. Like there was a lot of like Happy Meal toy ones and stuff.
Yeah, I think they might still exist in some form.
But yeah, like I think Yokoi was like thinking of that as like the ultimate, like that was the Game Boy. Just like something that you have to you buy like one game, one console, like the Game & Watch. And he protested at the idea of interchangeable cartridges and making it powerful like the NES.
I'm never gonna get those. I'm dead.
I mean, that's good that, you know, somebody kept him in check. Is like, I think a philosophy can, you know, his philosophy can stretch a little bit. Like the Switch, I think still falls in his philosophy.
But you think this is the end?
Well, I think that like charging that much is a mistake.
Yeah.
If they could charge less, then it would probably just be like the Switch again, but upgraded. I mean, I don't know. Like an upgrade should cost less, not more.
Yeah, right. It should be cheaper. Well, yeah, but let's remember it has a mouse. A mouse from the 80s. A mouse.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is cool, but like, it's cool that you could use something from the 80s, not cool that you could charge that much for it.
No. I mean, the thing,
Well, I guess that is also part of how they work, charging a lot of money for a withered technology like that.
Well, my thinking is that I would love for the mouse functionality to be a thing because it might mean that, people are looking for things to use the mouse with. And that would mean me. You can use the mouse with me.
Yeah. Let's see, what else did I write down?
Sorry I haven't read the chat in a while. I've been playing Dr. Mario. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes.
All right, let's do a little Donkey Kong Land.
All right. Da 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 da.
This is in the theme of withered technology and Crundis. This is like a Crundis version of Donkey Kong Country. It's what you got when you're on the go.
All right.
It's what we got. It's great that you can have that like you can have it at all.
Okay. Erase. Right.
I remember there was like an ad of Cranky saying, "Hey, if Donkey Kong Country's so great, why not put it on the Game Boy? I bet you can."
Is this rare?
Yeah. Donkey Kong Crundry. Nice border.
Oh yeah, we got a nice border in this one.
Yeah, this honestly feels very much like Donkey Kong Country.
It looks like you're just like playing it with like a weird veil over it, right?
A veil, like a filter, like you're, when you're developing photographs, you can put like a filter, like a color filter or something over it,
yeah,
to give it a different look.
Yeah, but it looks like the same game.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like having this in an RV would be so fucking. That would. I mean, we had the real thing in the RV, but this would still kick ass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like the little things that are sacrificed are like Donkey Kong following me. I don't even like that.
No. No. It's annoying. Too much shit going on the screen. Oh. So do you just switch? Do you just tag team?
Yeah, I think you could just like get the barrel and then hit the select button to become Donkey Kong. Oh my god. It's like kind of weird in RPGs when you like go into each other, like the characters just like go inside of each other.
Oh yeah.
In Mother 3 they follow each other. In Deltarune they follow each other. In Kingdom Hearts they follow each other. In Pokemon, Pikachu follows you, and the other ones are in Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Maybe there was this whole discussion about party members following you, and it eventually became a discussion about Pokeballs. No! I thought that was an enemy.
Because everything's the
This
same
is so
color.
cool. It's like blue now.
I know.
They
Yeah,
had
like-
some like color effects even in like the regular Game Boy games, just like programmed in case you had Game Boy, Super Game Boy or something.
Right. This is definitely programmed to detect Super Game Boy features. I mean, you can play Game Boy Color on here too, right?
No, you can't.
No. Oh.
The thing that the video was saying was that the Game Boy Color was created to compete with the Wonder Swan and that it ultimately like sold a lot more, but the Wonder Swan still sold 2 million, which isn't bad. I think it being $35 in 1996 was part of why so many people bought it. Yeah, I would love to have one. It looks fun.
I'd like to get a Game Boy camera.
Yeah, you gotta get a Game Boy camera and like the little printer.
The little printer. That would be fun.
And like maybe like some like hacking tool so you could like connect it to the PC.
Right, and then you can save like digital pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Give it to Oscar.
There's somebody with a Game Boy camera at MagFest. That was cool.
All right.
You could like print stuff on it.
I'm gonna look into this.
Oh shit.
All right. 5 more minutes, and then we're wrapping it up for the night.
Okay.
The night just flew right by.
Yeah. Fundus.
Any last things we should talk about?
Let's see. I think we've been storing up anything that we neglected to talk about.
Oh, I wanted you to tell me about the person you saw walking down the sidewalk the other day.
Oh, right. There was a guy like walking a baby in a stroller, and yeah, I'm sure I'll see him like 100 times. Like in the next like month or so. Like I'm sure I'll pass him every single day for like the rest of my life. But like yeah, like this guy just like he like dropped a baby pacifier and he was like, "Where's your binky?" God fucking damn it! Like turned away from the baby to swear. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And like I felt like it was like a really obvious like quest in a adventure game happening to me. I was like, oh my god, that binky might be on the ground. I'm looking everywhere for it, but I couldn't find anything. So I was like, nah,
that long gone.
That dad just left it at home. I can't help him.
That stupid asshole didn't have a backup pacifier.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake, huh?
Yeah, it means that he doesn't spend all day with his kid. He was taking his kid out for the evening because he's just been at work all day. And, like, the more time you spend away from your kid, the less equipped you are to, look, no. I left the fucking binky at home. No. But...
Look, in his defense, he sweared so silently that baby didn't hear anything.
Yeah. It's like, I completely understand the feeling of... Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Where's the fucking binky?
And then I could just hear the baby softly crying.
Yeah, well, it's just like instead of a nice walk, it's gonna be a terrible walk.
Yeah, you could just hear the Curb Your Enthusiasm music playing.
Yeah, like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back for the fucking binky. I'm like already like 5 blocks away from the house. My wife was already like, bye, and like was already, you know, putting on her face mask and making herself a pot of tea. And now I gotta come back and be like, do you know where the binky is? She's just stepping into the bathtub. She's just like,
fuck.
She just shed her robe and she's just laid out all of her nail polish on the side of the bathtub. And she's about to step into the big foamy water she's made for herself. Hi. Downstairs. Hi. Sorry, back. Yes? I can't find the fucking binky. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to stress you out with this too, but we left the house and I think he had it when we left and now I don't know where it is anymore. Do you know where it is? Do you know where it is? Okay, let me get my clothing back on and yeah, it's just a whole fucking thing. It's just a whole fucking thing is what I'm saying. There used to be so many.
So what you're saying is she should have left town. Maybe that's what happened. Like, he got home and there wasn't even anyone there.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe he, you know,
How can you luxuriate when there's that going on? Or I guess
you can't. You can't.
I guess you have to try, right?
You can't.
can.
At that age, especially. Well, I don't know if this baby is like breastfeeding or not. If you're a breastfeeding mother, you don't get away from the baby ever. Even when the father is kind enough to give you the maximum amount of time that you can be away from the baby, that's never going to be a lot. And you're basically like your body is tied to the baby for
Yeah.
the foreseeable future.
Will
You
you
also
take a
can't-
bath with the baby?
You probably wouldn't enjoy it very much. Now, if your spouse like handed you the baby while you're in the bath and you held them for like a few seconds, that would be really sweet. And then you would hand them back to your kind spouse. Get that out of here because the baby's going to take a shit in the bath. And also the baby is going to be like irritated because the baby wants you to stand up. The baby doesn't want to lie down like this right now, you know?
The baby wants to go back to not being born.
Yeah, he seems to want to go back
The baby
inside.
wants to stay in the water. It's
Yeah.
warm.
Baby wants my boobs, and I just already fed them. That's the thing. Like when Oscar was breastfeeding, I would feed him, give him all the fluid in my body, and then Dad would take him away, and come back to me like 20 minutes later and be like, he's pecking again. Like he's looking for it again.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what we called it, pecking, when the baby was like trying to suck on things.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he was a little bird. Yeah, you can't get away from it ever. So that's why I developed a video game with a child on my breast, like sleeping on a pillow on my chest while I bare-chestedly developed the game. Don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me you can't do it, man.
This is your award acceptance speech. Not for a game, for a film that you did.
Yes.
But you talk about your game for some reason.
For some reason, because that's when my true success began. That's when I moved to another stage of my career that set me on this path to winning this very esteemed award. Thank you. Thank you so much for the award. You know,
It's
it reminds
not
me.
a award, it's a panel at Comic-Con. But like, you know, same thing. Like Ralph Bakshi's like, incoherent ramble at his panel might as well be an Oscar acceptance speech.
Right.
I mean, it's not incoherent at all. It's just like, you know, he rambles.
Yeah. Well, a bunch of nerds are there to see him. They traveled to see him.
You're like, what are you doing? I can make a game with a child on my breast. Fucking excuses. It's the thick of it. What are you doing paying for some asshole Nintendo Switch? Don't you realize there's games out there? There's Crundis. There's decades. There's 80. I have 3 folders: 80s, 90s, 2000s. Cause I didn't do Nintendo's bullshit. I didn't say like if you don't have NVIDIA chips, you're crap, you're nothing. You can make bad drawings, bad animations. You can make bad code. Who gives a shit? Just make a goddamn game. Get a few guys, eat nothing but crap for a year, and make your friggin' games. You can sell the damn thing on eBay.
Like the last time Ralph Bakshi stopped paying attention to what the internet is now.
Oh shit.
Well, I think that's a good place to call it. Thanks for watching,
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you to our cranks like Ralph
That's
and
right.
Yokoi.
That's right.
Our guys who really wanted bad graphics.
Yeah, because they just wanted because there was an idea that was more important than any of that. And the idea had to get made, whether it looked Crundis or not. Like when Ralph Bakshi rotoscopes half of his movie, and half of his movie, like you can see like the pencil lines and shit, and like the characters flicker in and out, and like sometimes it's just live action with like a filter over it to make it look more like a 2D thing. It looks really bad, and it doesn't matter. Like Lord of the Rings looks awesome, and it's total Crundis, right?
Yeah, it looks like this. It's like a traced original footage with less colors.
Oh my god. This looks like Lord of the Rings. Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's like rotoscoped.
Like this blurry, distant rotoscope thing.
I love this. They got the essence of the game perfectly.
Totally.
And I suck at it just as much.
It's just as hard. It's just mean bastards making hard games.
We love them. We love Crundis. We love mean. Like Cranky. He's both.
Cranky. Oh. All right. Right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. See you next week. Bye.